Well, good morning, everyone. Oh, wow. Good morning. Good morning, Jelly Bean. Say good morning to the people. So, remember on Monday, I said I had a surprise for you. Surprise, surprise. Meet Jelly Bean. See, this is my new dog. And today I want to talk about how even like my journey of healing continues. Um, and having a dog is a healing thing, but the story of Jelly Bean and I is definitely a very, very important one about healing. And I want to talk about that. So he's 9 times I'm going to say he's going to be in my lap for most of this. And we are going to keep this quite short. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I said sorry. Mommy is sorry. Because you want to lay down on me. That's why. This is not the couch. I don't have as much space. I don't have as much space. Whoever is watching, good morning. Meet Jelly Bean. This is Jelly Bean, everyone. Say good morning, Jelly Bean. See, this is you being YouTube and Facebook famous. But Facebook already knows you. YouTube don't. But this is my baby. And I want to talk to y'all about how making the decision to get a dog was a very healing surprise for me, right? Um, So if you, like I said, Jelly Bean is not new to Facebook. Facebook is very familiar with Jelly Bean. When I moved here, when I moved here in 2023, I kept getting these alerts on my camera when I was in New York of this dog in my yard. And I was not happy about it, just to say the least. Right? I wasn't happy about it. And so, hey, Renee, say hi, Auntie Renee. Um, so I kept seeing this dog on my ring camera, and so when I moved here, I realized he lived next door from me to the right. I didn't care for how they treated him, but I just wasn't ready to take that responsibility. Even after they told me, because he would come, I would feed him. Like Jelly Bean has had food at my house. He has had um, doggy pads, wee wee pads. He had a bed, everything. But believe it or not, and I spoke to my therapist about this last week. So this is the reason why I want people to pay attention, because so often something is really in your face. Like, this is what you need. You need to be doing this. This is something that's going to be very healing for you. And I think that was what I was running away from. I was running away from responsibility. So many of you know I don't have children. And I've been on the fence about having children. And my therapist helped me to realize that I was using not finding a mate, a suitable partner, as a reason why I could never answer that question. Like, I would kind of put it on to the man. Well, I need a man in order for me to have a baby, but it was never the true essence of, what do you want a child? And that was where I was getting caught up at. And so my sister kept saying for a long time that Jelly Bean and I, we had attachment issues, right? I mean, commitment issues. Jelly Bean would come to my house, but the moment that Jelly Bean would hear anything outside, Jelly Bean was running outside, right? And he was not. I know, he's like, "Come on, all right, you want some more? All right, I'm trying to give you the cuddles." And and people were just like, "Dad, girl, like this dog, and you just he picked you already." But I just would not commit to picking. And if he wanted to go outside and run the streets, I let him go outside and run the streets until December 27th was the last day that I saw him. And then I became sad. And when I went to Colombia, I thought about Jelly Bean all the time. And all right, you want to get down? You want to get down? Okay. You can come back. Let me know you want to come back up and talk to the people, okay? So I was just like, I don't know, I don't really, I didn't feel like I was ready to have that. But when I didn't see him, that's when I got like that feeling of like emptiness and not feeling whole, not feeling complete, right? Yep, and thank you, Renee. Renee is one of our. She's my musician. She's also one of our friends. Renee knows Jelly Bean was for the streets. Okay, he was for the streets, and I let him be in the streets, right? So part of me felt like, because I'm about people accepting who they are, I even associated that with the dog, right? Let Jelly Bean be who Jelly Bean wants to be. If he wants to be in these streets, I'm gonna let him be in these streets. And honestly, I felt like it was really just me not saying yes because I was afraid of the responsibility of having another being that I had to take care of and that I had to come home to. Now, I'm not out here in these streets. It's not like I'm a party girl or, but I do travel. And that's where I was also afraid of that commitment because I didn't know, like, well, that's going to stop me from traveling. And oh my gosh, it's going to cost so much money. And I was just creating all of these different narratives for not just ignoring the key part of the companionship, right? There's something about Jelly Bean and I. It's like we must have known each other in another life. I actually seen something the other day, and they said, and it said it's not for everyone, but they said people that Jelly, come here, don't go into the kitchen. People that have had miscarriages, that sometimes the dog will come and I mean the spirit of the baby will come into a dog or to a cat, right? And I was like, that's an interesting take. Not saying that I believe that, but it was an interesting take for me to hear at that time, especially as we made this official yesterday. And so when he came into my life, it's like he didn't want to go, but he wanted to go. And I was like, you go. And then I would just move on. And then it was just that missing link. So when I came back with February, did not see Jelly Bean. And I just was like, I just kept praying for him. God, I'll just let him be safe, just let him be healthy. And 2 weeks ago, God told me to look up his picture on Google, do a Google reverse search. So this is how I'm telling you how I found Jelly Bean. Do a Google reverse search and you will find him. And I did. I found Jelly Bean the Sunday before I was due to go to New York. And I just came back from New York. So I spoke to the young lady who found him. She found him 2 days after the last time I saw him in December, but she's had him since. And she's taking care. He looks good. Like, she was saying that she had given him to an older person, to an older woman, and the woman was saying like he was barking all the time, making all this noise. Thankfully, like last night, there was no barking. He's comfortable here. Like he knows this. He's just making his way. Like right now, he's just walking around, while I'm doing my video, and now he's back, and that's fine, right? And that's something that I just want him. I want him to feel at home. I want him to feel good and feel like he's safe here because he is. Because mommy is never gonna hurt him, right? I'd rather you be out there in the streets before I hurt you, right? But we're not gonna do that, okay? So that is how Jelly Bean and I became associated over the years. So this has been like a year and a half in the making. And he's like, I think his owners said that a year, 6 months ago, they said he was a year and a half. So Jelly Bean's birthday is probably like this month or next month. And so yes, I was running away from the responsibility of being a caregiver. I do believe that this will be a lesson for me as far as like accepting love. Oh, you okay? Accepting love in all forms and just being a presence, right? Him being here is so calming. Like just being around him is calming. And I've had experiences with dogs when I was younger. When I lived in Queens, we had shared a house with this lady, and she had a beach on. Lady was such a beautiful, loving dog. Kind of reminds me of Jelly Bean as far as a spirit. Maybe your lady and in the boy form. I don't know, Jelly, but Lady was the first dog, and when we had moved away, of course we couldn't take Lady because it wasn't my dog. But we was thick as thieves, and so that lingers in the back of my mind. But I just think that responsibility just became like one of those things. And I think because, and this is me just being honest, and this is just dropping, when the miscarriages started to happen, I felt like God was giving me a way to not have to be responsible for another being, right? As crazy as that is, right? And that's how I was just really looking at life. Well, God said no, so I don't have to be responsible. But responsibility comes in different forms. And so for some people, if you are facing and have dealt with miscarriages, Yeah, you might not have a physical child, but that doesn't mean that God is not going to send a dog, or even if it comes in the form of foster care, adoption, of a human being, of a child that still needs love. There's so many different ways, and I think that's what a lot of us, as a single woman with no children, we might have to start evaluating, especially if things are not going the way that we desire. The husband isn't here yet, right? But it doesn't mean that we don't have to have that form of responsibility. And I do remember seeing a guy write on his dating profile, and I now understand what he meant. He said he was like, if you have no dogs, no children, no kind of pets, he was like, I can't take you serious, because it's like you're not responsible for anything. So he wanted to be with someone that he can trust, that he can where you going? That he can trust and is responsible. And now I can see what he means by that, right? But I'm just very thankful. And like I said, this is just another layer of healing, right? When I'm saying yes to Jelly Bean is another form of healing. Um, I had anxiety last week for like days leading up to me coming back from New York. I had anxiety because I'm like, am I gonna be a good doggy mommy? Is he gonna want to be here? Is he gonna want to be around me? Like he might not. He might say like, oh no, this girl's crazy. Let me get away from her, and he might run away. Like these are the things that I was telling myself, but it's like, no, he's gonna feed off of your energy, right? And I read that yesterday in an article because I was looking for understanding some of the things that he was doing. I mean, it was kind of confirmed, but I was just like we were laying on the couch and he was putting his hands on my leg, right? And we are sitting on the couch. And I was like, let me just quickly do a Google search. What does this really mean? And they said it can mean that, he's looking for affection. He wants to get closer to you. And I was just like, wow, like, I felt that from him because he was just so sweet and so innocent. And he was just looking at me um, like pet me, like hug me, touch me. And I think that is even something that's so, when I think about another layer of healing, I'm not used to that, right? I've been in relationships where men did not want me, like they were not affectionate, and it made it even easier for me to not tap into my own affection, even though I am affectionate, right? Oh, baby, you okay? You okay? Sorry. I know I scared you, I scared myself, right? So he is definitely just gonna. I know we're gonna have an amazing journey together. We already have some trips gonna be planned. We're going to the vet today. That's gonna be a trip going to the vet. Jelly Bean he has a car seat. Um, I don't really. We got to figure out this food situation because you don't like the food that I was feeding you before, and I gave you the food that they said that you like. So I don't need you being here not eating. So we're going to figure that out. Um, and he has to get a crate. So that when he's home by himself, I left him in the bathroom yesterday when I went to the store, and I felt so horrible because I could just tell he was like, "Girl, if you don't get me out of this bathroom." So I just want to encourage you. If you are on a healing journey, right? And I'm gonna give you a prompt, right? I want you to you can share this right here on whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. Share a moment where something unexpected taught you how to love differently, right? And again, it doesn't have to be a pet. Everyone has a different form of healing. Everyone has a different journey. And for me, this is a new layer. This is um, a new moment for me. And I would love for you to share that so that we can continue this conversation even beyond this live here. But this is what he's teaching me, and I'll keep y'all posted if you're following me. I will say, if you go follow me for the Jelly Bean saga. That's where most of his audience is. Right? He has fans over there. We might have to make a Jelly Bean fan page. We have to make some money off of Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean gonna have a fan page and have T-shirts and whatnot. But no, seriously, I just really would love to engage in this conversation because this is when people ask me, like, "Well, Tanisha, what does healing look like?" Well, this is what healing looks like. You know, what is those aha moments when you realize, like, you're ready for a commitment or you're ready to love different? This is a moment for that. And so I encourage you to share that in the comments and engage with one another. And as always, this is going to be a short message, not much in depth. Just wanted to share this because, like I said, I knew that I was picking him up on Monday, and I knew I was picking him up on Tuesday, and even when I got delayed and my flight was canceled Monday, and I had to fly out Tuesday morning. All I kept thinking about was I just want to get home so I can get my baby. Like I just wanted to get home because I wanted to get him. They was ready to pass him back to me, and that's all. And I was just so thankful that I got home like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was able to pick him up like 4:30 in the afternoon. But if you want to connect with me and learn more about what it is that I do, you can go to my link tree. You can learn about my books, my community, and the different courses in my blog. There will be two new blog posts between now and Monday. So, and one is about Jelly Bean and this topic. So you will see that. And once I have that up, I will share the article. I will share the article in the comments. So if you comment anything now, just so comment yes, so that I can when I have that blog post up, I can comment back to you and I can share that link. So we're gonna jump off now, but Jelly Bean, you want to say bye to everybody? Come in, Jelly. Come here. You want to say bye? Say bye to everybody. Say bye. Say bye bye. Say bye bye. Say hi. You want to say bye to them? Say bye, guys. Say see you later. Say see you later. But yeah, so this is me and Jelly, and we're gonna have a great day, and I hope you have a great day as well. So